What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to another episode of the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week. This week I got 5 builds for you that are going to help you navigate the new big update meta. Let's jump right in. The first build I've got for you is Warriors and Dragons. Now, the reason why this build is so awesome is because it's relatively resistant to the jail system. I've been asked many times, Alex, I'm new to Underlords, or Alex, I've not played Underlords in a long time. The big updates got me back in. What do I do? I'm totally confused. And I've been telling people, well, what you want to do is you want to go in Essex, who's currently the stronger of the two Underlords, you got to admit, and basically 6 warriors. Relatively resistant to the jail because you're going to be able to find 6 warriors. There's tons of warriors available. You're able to find 6. You're not going to have any more than 2 kind of pulled in the jail at any given time. So you're going to be able to find your 6. And then the 3 dragons are so effective. Puck, Dragon Knight, and Viper. Now, there's a chance that one of the dragons is in the jail, so bear that in mind. But realistically, the only one you have to worry about is the Dragon Knight. If the Dragon Knight's in jail, then this build is somewhat weaker. You want to move away from it, but if Dragon Knight's there, it's fair game. This is a great build, very straightforward, very simplistic design. One thing of note though, an Essex is up front. You might be thinking, hey Alex, that's weird. Well, that's because this build revolves around the Brill Bruiser. So you'll notice that it's the round 10 secondary ability, Brill Bruiser. You're going to have a melee companion, and you're going to be buffing that companion throughout the game. That's going to allow some additional tankiness. He's going to be stunning units as well. The idea is you have a very effective front line, and the DPS is going to be coming from your dragons. Overall, a very straightforward build, but a very effective build. Let's see it in action. All right, let's see this build in action. So one thing I should note is that an Essex is not going to spawn her Brill Bruiser for some reason. That's currently bugged. But what you're going to see here is a very, very effective build. Tiny throwing the unit across into the bulk where it's more likely to get hit by Coccia. But overall, you're going to notice that Dragon Knight is an absolute menace in this build. You're going to want to get a Daedalus, a Moon Shard, or some very highly effective item on the Dragon Knight. He's your primary DPS, and obviously Troll Warlord would benefit as well. And for the next build of the week, we've got Warriors, Trolls, and Shaman. The Shaman are positioned in a way along the perimeter in order to prevent any access to our primary damage dealing units, which is the Troll Warlord and the Arc Warden. Their Shaman ability, which allows them to change opponents, striking them into chickens, is particularly valuable. You're going to want to put DPS based items like the Moon Shard or Daedalus on Arc Warden and the Troll Warlord. They're extremely valuable in this. A Nexus you're going to want to build towards healing and sustain, and the Tidehunter, and Coccia you're going to want to position to maximize their ability to stun. Let's take a look at these guys in battle. All right, so we got our guys in there. Let's see how they do against our Hosh Posh team of warriors. So let's see, perfect stun by Coccia with the Ghost Ship. As you can see, our primary damage dealers are protected. The Troll Warlord and the Arc Warden, even without any items, are doing wonders right now. The healing's keeping them up as well. Overall, this is actually pretty close, but the amount of straight up DPS being done by the Troll Warlord and Arc Warden is just too much for the opposition. So, a very, very good build. And for our third build of the week, we've got Brownies, Hunters, and Druids. Positioned in a way where we have the Beastmaster and the Lycan on the outside. That's to allow them to get in on the perimeter and attack some of the weaker units. We want the Juggernaut kind of in the center. We can actually move Juggernaut here if we wanted to, simply so that his Blade Storm can get the most area of effect. We have Axe positioned here so we can get the maximum effect of his silence. Bristleback. If I had to do a tier list, I would have Bristleback right at the top. Absolutely incredible unit right now, especially with the Nocturne. But essentially what you want to do, you want to have Bristleback in the center, doing as much damage as you can. Coccia, just because Coccia's awesome. And what we have here is we have Wind Rangers so that they can cast their skill across the field of play. And the Enchantress is simply engaging with the Lone Druid's synergy, so you can get him to an easy 2 stars. Let's check them out in battle. Alright, so we're going to have this crew go up against the usual suspects. Let's see how they do. Look at that Lone Druid, 3-star Lone Druid. Damage is being done. We got the healing from the Enchantress. Beastmaster doing tons of damage. Let's look at the healing as well. Healing, Enchantress is doing a lot of work here. The Lone Druid is taking an absolute beating. But once again, look at the bear. That Spirit Bear is doing an incredible amount of damage. And oh, the totally unnecessary Ghost Ship. But again, a very convincing win. I'm surprised that the Lycan was not able to do more damage. Let's take a look here. Lycan was second place. Never mind, I take that back. But once again, Bristleback. Just absolutely incredible. Do not underestimate Bristleback. And for our next build of the week, we've got humans and mages. Now, a word of warning here. I try and design these builds so that they are more about the alliance synergies and the positioning and less about individual units. However, this particular build, you have to be wary of the jail system, because if you lose either Crystal Maiden, Lena, or the Keeper of the Light, actually finishing the synergy with 6 humans and 6 mages becomes very difficult. We want these two together because of the mana generated by the human alliance, as well as the pure damage being allowed by the mage alliance. If you lose one of these key pieces, you're really reducing the amount of DPS you can do and kind of compromising the overall strategy. So keep an eye on the jail, make sure they're not in there. But overall, this is a very balanced build. We have our units in there. Oh, Kunkka's 1 star. Let's fix that. Kunkka, I'm sorry. Let's get you to 2 stars. Oh, we don't want to make that mistake. Kunkka, we got to get that hat on you there. Sorry, buddy. But anyways, let's see how they do in battle. All right, let's see how our humans and our mages do against our usual suspects. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see Puck and a Keeper of the Light leading. Whoa, I was going to say leading in damage, but Keeper of the Light casting very horribly there. Oh, perfect ghost ship. But look at Puck's damage. Outpacing Lich. And that's a 2-star Lich, I'll add. Puck is absolutely fantastic. Do not underestimate the DPS of Puck. This build also includes Hobgon, because Hobgon seems to synergize particularly well with the mages, so keep that in mind. The spell casting, it's all about spell casting. And for our final build of the week, we've got ourselves Scaled, Hunters, Heartless, and Warriors. Now, this is a really unique build. There's a lot going on here. I wanted to show you guys something a little different. Now, basically, what we're doing here is we're trying to use the best that we have available to us with regards to each of these different alliances, because again, we want to be resistant to the jail system. In this circumstance here, if you don't have Pudge, Slardar works well. He amplifies the amount of damage being done by Heartless. If you don't have Tidehunter, Kunkka works well. We have Medusa here, who's an absolute must-have. Medusa's fantastic. If you don't have Medusa though, you can have another high-end hunter unit. But Drow Ranger positioned here does benefit quite a bit. If you're gonna have an Essex, what you want to move towards is you actually want to move towards the end of Medicine, which is going to grant 30% additional attack power, because we're all about the DPS in this situation here. One thing I will warn you is that if you are against an opposing Pudge, you're going to want to get your Mirana and put them over here for Sniper. The reason for that is because if Mirana gets pulled, her passive ability will allow her, sorry, not her passive ability, she has an undocumented ability of jumping when she casts her skill. So what she's going to do, she's going to jump as soon as the Pudge kind of pulls her, does some damage, her mana fills up, she jumps out of the way to safety. So Mirana is a good person to put in that corner there, because Pudge will pull the furthest person. Let's see how our hunters do in battle. All right, so let's see our hunters in battle. Let's see if our warriors are able to keep that front line going. Come on, Mirana, jump. Oh, that anti-mage is doing damage to Mirana, but as you see, she jumps to safety. And we're going to just do tons of DPS. Terrorblade in a protected area there in the corner, which is going to allow him to do a ton of damage. Terrorblade leading with Medusa and Sniper shortly behind. Again, a very effective build. We have Terrorblade here in the front, but on the against the edge here to protect him from the opposition. It allows him to get his mana, but overall be protected as he casts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all my subscribers. I hope these videos help you. Take care, everyone, and best of luck in the world of Dota Underlords.